Every year, brands promise us the impossible. But looking at the specs for the new Infinix Note Edge, I actually did a double take. We are looking at a phone that is just 7.2 millimeters thick. That is razor thin. Yet somehow, Infinix claims they've crammed a massive 6,500 milliamp hour battery inside. On paper, that shouldn't even be physically possible without the phone turning into a literal brick or, exploding. So today, we're diving deep into the 10 dimension of excellence to see if this is the ultimate 2026 mid-ranger or if Infinix is just playing with numbers. This is NexLab, and let's see if the Note Edge actually has the edge it claims. Design-wise, Infinix is leaning hard into what they call golden curve languages. It's got a 3D curved screen that flows into these newly crafted rounded edges. It looks premium, no doubt. Let's look at this from the other side for a moment. At 7.2 millimeters, how does this thing feel in the hand? Usually when a phone is this thin, it can feel a bit sharp or fragile. Infinix says they've contoured the edges to reduce fatigue and minimize those annoying accidental touches, which is a huge pain point for curved screens. They're offering 4 exquisite finishes, and honestly, if the build quality holds up, this might be the most ergonomic max endurance phone we've ever seen. But man, I'm still wondering where they hid that extra battery juice. Moving to the front, we've got a 1.5K ultra-clear resolution display. The borders are practically non-existent at 1.87 millimeters, giving it that edgeless look they're bragging about. But let's talk about that brightness. 4,500 nits of Ultra HDR brightness. That is absurdly bright. To put it in perspective, that's brighter than most high-end TVs. While it's great for using the phone under the direct 12 o'clock sun, you have to wonder about the power draw. Thankfully, they've included 2160 Hz PWM dimming to keep it flicker-free and natural light eye care to keep blue light below 5.1%. It's a gorgeous 10-bit 120 Hz panel, protected by Corning Gorilla Glass. It's built to be oops-proof, but I'd still recommend a case, because 2026 or not, glass is still glass. Behind the scenes, Infinix is claiming a world first, the MediaTek Dimensity 7100 5G. They're showing Antutu scores of over 810,000, which they claim is 62% faster than the competition in this bracket. Paired with LPDDR5X memory, this thing is built for 90 FPS gaming and lag-free multitasking. Now, as a reviewer, I have to challenge this. High performance in a 7.2mm chassis usually means one thing: thermal throttling. Thin phones can't dissipate heat as well as chunky ones. Infinix says it's 25% smoother during multitasking, but I'll be watching those temps closely during a long Genshin session. If they manage the thermals, this Dimensity 7100 is going to be a giant killer. One thing most reviewers skip is signal tech, but Infinix is making it a highlight with UPS 3.0 AI Super Signal technology. They're claiming a 50% boost in signal coverage for remote areas and a 30% increase in indoor penetration. We've all been in that one elevator or basement where the 5G just dies. Infinix says this tech enhances low-frequency signals to keep your stream uninterrupted. Let's go back to that battery, 6,500 milliamp hours. In a world where most thin phones settle for 4,500 or 5,000 milliamp hours, this is a massive jump. Infinix calls it their max endurance battery. If this holds up, we're talking 2-day battery life for average users and a full day for even the most hardcore power users. The fact that they kept the phone at 7.2 millimeters while increasing capacity is a legitimate engineering flex. It completely challenges the assumption that big batteries require bulky phones. On the back, we've got a 50-megapixel pro-level camera. Now, we know megapixels aren't everything, but Infinix is adding a fun twist, their first ever live photo mode. It's about time they brought this feature to the XOS ecosystem. They call it a precision camera, which suggests they've worked on the autofocus and processing algorithms. In 2026, the mid-range camera battle is all about AI processing and low-light performance. If Infinix can leverage that Dimensity 7100 ISP, image signal processor, those 50-megapixel shots should have some decent dynamic range. But again, don't expect it to beat a $1,200 flagship. Just expect it to be very solid for your socials. Software is where Infinix used to get a bit of side-eye from the tech community, but they're fixing that. The Note Edge ships with XOS 16, and for the first time, they're promising longevity. We're talking 3 years of major OS updates and 5 years of security patches. This is a huge shift. It means this phone, which you're buying in 2026, will still be relevant and secure in 2031. This finally brings Infinix into the conversation with the big players like Samsung and Google when it comes to long-term support. The UI looks cleaner, and they've integrated Infinix AI directly into the system, which we'll talk about more in the next. Now, let's talk about the intelligence part of this phone, because Infinix is going all in on their system-level AI. First up is the AI theme generator. Instead of hunting for wallpapers, you just give it a prompt or an image, and it crafts a cohesive theme that matches your vibe. It's actually quite polished. Then there's AI Snap Memo and the AI Mind Hub. Think of this as your phone's long-term memory. You hit that one tap button on a long article or a meeting invite, and Snap Memo instantly captures, summarizes, and tags it. All that info gets dumped into the AI Mind Hub, which is a centralized portal that organizes your chaotic screenshots into something actually useful. But I have to play devil's advocate here. Does a mid-range phone really need one-stop problem-solving and AI suggestions? Infinix claims the AI learns your routine, suggesting a ride share when you usually leave for work or setting your alarm based on your calendar. It's convenient, sure, but is it too intrusive? On the flip side, the adaptive noise canceling is a feature I actually love. It uses AI to isolate your voice and kill background noise during calls, which is a lifesaver if you're taking a meeting in a noisy cafe. It's an ambitious AI suite for XOS 16, and while some of it feels like cool-to-have tech, the productivity tools like MindHub might actually change how you use your phone daily. It's not just AI for the sake of AI, it's actually trying to be your digital assistant. There are two little things that actually make a big difference in daily use. First, the audio. We've got an all-new dual speaker system tuned by JBL. For a phone this thin, getting deep sound is hard, but JBL usually knows what they're doing. Second, there's a dedicated one-tap button. It's a fully customizable shortcut. You can long press it to instantly trigger silent mode, the flashlight, or even that Infinix AI I mentioned. I love hardware shortcuts. They're way faster than fumbling through menus. It's a small addition that shows Infinix is thinking about user experience, not just raw specs.
So, is the Infinix Note Edge the 10-dimension of excellence? Honestly, it's one of the most balanced mid-rangers I've seen in a while. It hits the design nail on the head with that 7.2mm profile, and it solves the battery anxiety issue with a 6500 milliamp cell. My only real concern is how that thin body handles the heat of the Dimensity 7100 during long gaming sessions. But with 3 years of OS updates, a stunning 1.5K display, and that clever UPS 3.0 signal tech, it's hard not to be impressed. If you want a phone that looks like $1,000,000 but doesn't feel like a brick in your pocket, this might be your 2026 daily driver. Leave your comments about the phone. If you enjoyed this honest look, hit that like button and subscribe to NexLab Reviews so you don't miss the long-term follow-up. I'll see you in the next one.